Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I have done all the homework. I have done all the research, the charting, the TA, everything has been done to help you guys and this coming week in the market. So last week, quick recap. We started to notice momentum picked up on Wednesday. Okay, with the Coinite direct listing, and then Thursday and then Friday, seeing a morning gapper that actually was over 90%. So good to see. So we had a little more momentum last week. The overall market has continued to be strong. Earnings season started last week with the banks. They blew out earnings and the stocks held up. Normally, the bank and the financial stocks would sell off even after blowout earnings. They held up, which I see as a very good sign. The overall market is still overbought. But that being said, if earnings keep coming in and they are absolutely killing it, that will give the market exactly what it needs. So we need these companies' earnings to be unbelievable. That's the only way the market is going to continue to go up for the overall market. As far as those momentum stocks that we all love to day trade, we're just going to have to wait and see if what happened last week maybe carries over and sets up a new resurgence in that market that has been non-existent for the last month or so. So what have I been doing this weekend? You guys already know, right? I'll go through all my papers. IBD, Barron's, you name it, I've done it. Notes, you name it, I've written it down, okay? I have the pen behind the ear for a reason. Lots of important things were written down there. So anyway, I'm going to go over things that I see as potential for this week. Okay, so let's get into it. I'll share my screen here with you. Before I do, real quick, take the 2 seconds to hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel grow. Also, I have a free Discord, a great Discord. It's free. I'll link it in the description. You guys could join it and you will see great people in there. Get in there and talk about how you guys can make money. So here we go. Going to sharing of the screen. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So earnings that I want to go over. I'm going to go over the popular ones. So we have a few on watch. We have Snapchat. Okay. Now Snapchat, I think they're Thursday Thursday. Snapchat has earnings. Last earnings, we had a huge move, okay? A very, very nice move. Wow, almost 9 points that day. And then after the initial move, after earnings, consolidated, and then had another big move to its all-time high. Since then, we started making lower lows and lower highs, which I don't like to see. And then when we came up, we could not break the previous high. Okay? Don't like to see that. And then on Friday, we had a pretty big sell-off in Snap. So anyway, the obvious support is right here. I mean, this is the clearest support level I think I've ever seen for a stock. So right now, you're at that period where, if you buy now, what has happened in the past is it's come down and gotten to support. So, unless this bounces off the 50-day moving average on Monday and gets a nice move and we start to make a higher high, this is going to be one that you're going to want to wait and see what the earnings look like on Thursday, because this doesn't look good to me. And this overall chart does not look good. Unless we cut this out here, if this bar wasn't here, if Friday's trading day was gone, then I would look for Monday's trading to possibly break through here and make a higher high on the daily chart. And that would look very bullish to me. But this does not right now. But we did get a bounce off the 50. You see the wick here? That's a pretty decent bounce off the 50. So we'll see what happens with that one. Another one I want to go over is Netflix. This one has been in a range also. NF. So here also on the daily, the last earnings, it gapped up. Huge gap up. Almost 100-point gap up with the last earnings, which is unbelievable. And since then, we've been trading in a range, support around the 500 level, and same as Snap, you're coming up to this level here, and you're pulling back a little bit. So it refused to make higher highs. Right here, this is where you would have wanted to see higher highs from this previous peak, okay? Instead, you had a pretty decent pullback, also not looking so nicely, okay? Again, we'll see what earnings show, but it's going to be going up against what happened last year. During this time, they were adding a lot of subscribers because of the coronavirus. So we'll see what happens with those earnings. So that's Snap and that's Netflix. That's basically my only tech stocks earnings this week that I wanted to go over. All the other ones are stuff like the airlines. So the airlines, you have a lower high here. You have a higher low setting up. If we can get, let's see, American Airlines, that's also Thursday. We'll see what happens as far as the earnings go. They're not going to be good, obviously. We already know that. Let's see how Delta Apparel. No, that's not it. What is Delta? Can't remember what Delta is. What ticker symbol is Delta? Delta, where are you? Airlines. Oh, DAL. Should have known. So earnings for Delta made the stock sell off pretty big, okay? And it didn't hold the 50-day. So that's also not a great sign. It didn't make lower lows yet, but this is just one that let's wait for a confirmed uptrend to start again, and then you can go back and see if it's going to retest the highs. But right now, the RSI is down. You're not totally oversold yet. There's definitely still selling, but look at those volume bars on the selling. So these are the airlines. So American Airlines that goes this week, the same thing might happen. Who knows? But those don't look so great. Amex, that's not, what is Amex? Oops. Amex. Bear with me. Okay, Amex. Man, I can't spell today. Okay, so Amex, see, this is a nice daily chart, okay? Beautiful daily chart. Higher highs, higher lows. Right here, we started to go on another uptrend. Amex is also one of these like reopening plays. A lot of business travel, a lot of travel overseas, a lot of, I guess you would say, international travel. People use American Express a lot of times. So this is going to be just about approaching highs here at 151.46. We're very close to new highs on Amex. So Amex, when do they go? They go on Friday. So you have all week to see what happens here. Something else I'm also going to pay attention to is all the bank stocks. Seeing how they held up last week was a very nice sign. So I might think about trading them during the week, especially if they start to climb again. Because what happened is once you make a new high, there's always this period here of consolidation. Very, very healthy. It always happens. So if you can get now a move to break through previous highs, very bullish. And I want to be a part of that move. So this is going to be on my radar, Citibank. 100% going to be on my radar this week. Now, these are all large, JP Morgan. These are all large cap. I know they're expensive stocks. Unless you guys have bigger accounts, probably not going to be trading these. But while the low, cheap stocks are just not in favor right now, this is where I'm seeing value. And this had a very nice push off of the 50-day. This is exactly what you want to see setting up for a potential next leg higher. So you get the pushes up and it pulls back, push up, consolidation period, right? And then in an uptrending market, they tend to go higher until the market changes. We are in a confirmed uptrend, so there's no reason to think anything should sell off yet. We need earnings to keep coming in really strong. So I went over Netflix, I went over Snap, I went over the airlines, I went over Amex, a couple of other ones that I just have on watch are all the EV stocks. These look very, very, very interesting to me this week. And I'm going to be keeping an eye on these to possibly day trade as well. We're in a downtrend. We were uptrending on these stocks for so long. They fell out of favor. They became really oversold. And now they look like a good deal. Now, I'm not just talking about NEO, but they are at support right now. The reason why you would want to keep these on watch is to see, will they hold support? If it holds support and then breaks this trend, this trend line here, you have the opportunity to start trading again a sector that might be really hot. And that's all we're looking for. How can we find the sector that turns hot again? That's how you make money, trading these, really hot sectors, especially in a good market. So this is another one. It's at support. Okay, it's downtrending, obviously. You can see here all the way back since November. If we can start to break, through here, we started to make a new high. Okay, we have a higher low setting up. This looks like, to me, a possibility of a reversal. So NEOs are going to be on my list. XPeng's going to be on my list, and GM is going to be on my list. This is in a very obvious trading range here. I mean, it's just picture perfect right now. We are at support, okay? You can always take a trade. This is a very low risk entry, right? You can take a trade and risk off of the low trend line. So if it breaks this trend line, you can always just cut the position. But I would be taking this, and I'm not telling anybody what to do, but this is something I would be taking, looking for at least up to the 65s. And this is going to be on my radar this week also. So we have the EV stocks that look like they're primed possibly to reheat and for a reversal. We have the micro cap, those small cap momentum stocks. They started to look much better towards the end of last week. That's something that I'm going to be keeping an eye on. The bank stocks I'm going to be keeping an eye on, and those few earnings I'm going to be keeping an eye on. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this market outlook video. And if you did, please hit the thumbs up for me. And if you're new, subscribe. I have new videos every day. You guys already know that. And I will see you guys on the next video. Everybody take care.